Hello everyone, I am Zerg Sword Sentinel, and welcome back to Century of Economy. Picking up where we left off, the Fountain of Dreams UT enabled each fleet to put a UT of their choosing on any one of their ships. The Cursed went first and chose the Heart of the Sea, proxied by protection from Davy Jones, from Fiends of the Blood Islands. This UT would give the Guishan plus L to her base move when using a trade current. The English placed trees on the Endeavour, bringing her back to full health instantly. At the time, we didn't know that this was not a legal use of the UT. Following in the footsteps of the English, the Americans brought the Thomas Jefferson back to full health as well. The Spanish placed the Eye of Insanity on the Cristal del Obispo, where the oarsmen would be all-powerful from time to time. The pirates placed some weapons on the Song, with plans to give them to a different ship later. The pirates ended their turn by launching the Scopio from Deadman's Point, with the Davy Jones Curse Harbinger as a proxy. A storm wipes out the pirate trading port, which could be problematic in the future. The Guishan and Revenant re-established a curse colony that was wiped out by the Spanish, and they are also able to upgrade it to level 2. The Venture is rendered derelict by the Ironwood, but the Spanish are coming to back up their American allies. The Titan and Fior cancelled out, but the Rye brought the sub to the surface. However, the sub's defensive nature was too much for the English to do anything about, even with their one battleship, the HMS Stout, firing on her. Not even the Gallows could put enough hits together to eliminate a segment from the sub. The Burma, Bretwalda, and Titan all looked to repair at the English trading port. Their battle with Spain has been costly. However, it was worth it. Striking from outside of S range, the Dauntless is able to sink El Cruzado, which, right after loss of the Garante, is a huge moral blow to the Spanish. The Trinity, Black Knight, Argonauta, and Apollo all give and take damage from one another. The Trinity has just finished repairing, and the Argonauta is hurting. The Black Knight has tasted the cannons of the Trinity and has lost a couple masts to the Spanish warship. The Cruzado, from El Cazador, had torn into the Legacy and reduced her to only her front 2 masts. But then the Endeavour was repaired, and now she has ripped into the Cruzado, reducing her to only 1 mast. The English sink the derelict Cazador del Pirata, and Dauntless looks to challenge the Nautilus. The Argonauta is derelict, but the Apollo is boxed in, with the edge of the world on one side, the portal ahead of her, and the Sombra on her stern. The Black Knight is now focused on the Trinity and decides that the Apollo can take care of what's left of the Argonauta. By some miracle, the Burma made it to safety and put out her many fires. Instead of standing and fighting, the Thomas Jefferson makes a beeline for the portal, but does take a passing shot at the Scopio on her way out. The Pearl deliberately sails into a storm, but does not immediately sink. With Ralph David aboard, the ship will return to the American home island, assuming the Kraken does not take David out. The Colossus flees as fast as she can sail, getting her built-in EA to get a much-needed speed boost. The Sea Strider loses 2 masts while sailing over a reef. Dangerous indeed, but the Americans are desperate for gold, as is evidenced by the Louisiana doing the same and losing 2 masts as well. Realizing that the portal may not be a sure way out of pirate waters, the Jefferson uses an extra action and ducks into a fog bank. The Spanish bring down the hammer on the Endeavour, using no less than 3 ships to shoot at her and take her down to 1 mast standing. In the background, the Legacy has also been reduced to 1 mast standing. The Santa Ana sneaks in and hits the Dauntless with a fire pot. With 2 shoot actions, the Trinity derelicts the Black Knight. La Serviente hits the Raven's deck with a fire pot, eliminating her last mast and dooming the ship. In the background, the Obago and Rampage continue to duel by Fortaleza. The Sombra had 2 shots on the Apollo. After the first one missed, the captain decided to lob a fire pot at the Apollo, which hit. With almost no maneuverability, the Apollo was in trouble. But where did the Argonauta go? Ah, there she is. Using her oarsmen, she ducked into the same fog bank as the Cruzado. 2 5-mast ships would not fit well side by side in fog, so a humorous solution was found. At this point, Pandora's box kicked in via Nemo's plans, and the San Jose was inundated with even more UTs. The big one here is Davy Jones' Heart, which would provide protection from the Kraken. Message in a bottle through the San Jose over to Fortaleza, where the crew said hello to the Rampage. Then the Fountain of Dreams kicked in as well, with everyone involved in combat placing trees on their damaged ships to repair them back to full. The English chose the Endeavour, and the Americans chose the Franklin. The pirates re-explore their stormy island and find that it now produces lumber. At this point, lumber is not valuable, and the pirates are dismayed. The English decide to pick on a submarine they can actually hit, and the Fathom has their segments removed in short order. Things go from bad to worse for the Dauntless, as her fire spreads to consume her last mast, potentially dooming the ship. The Dreadnought comes starboard of the Muerta del Diablo, ignoring the reef thanks to Watkins Defoe, and lets loose with an extra action to fire 20 shots on the Diablo, sinking her and shocking the Spanish. The absence of the Argonauta allows the Apollo to come about slightly, and hit with her 2 S-range cannons to damage the Sombra even more. The Greyhound slides up to the burning Dauntless, and Commander Temple prepares to work his magic to save the ship. The Apollo begins to tow the Black Knight, while the St. George emerges from the portal to assist both ships. Sailing astern of the Trinity, the St. George manages to take off 2 of her masts. With the Muerta del Diablo dealt with, the Endeavour focuses her fire on the Cristal del Obispo, reducing her to 1 mast. The Thomas Jefferson rolled the 6 necessary to travel through portals and emerged from the northern porthole on the English side. The Franklin tears into the Revenant, but only manages to eliminate 1 mast, frustrating her crew and an American Admiralty. Pandora's box came around again, with the San Jose getting double rum-bombed, which would freeze her for 2 turns. The Cursed used the Fountain of Dreams to speed up their rebuilding, placing Hidden Trove on the Pestilence. The English used Jail to save the crew of the Dauntless, including Admiral Morgan. The Americans used the Fountain to place a sunken treasure on one of their ships, and rolled a 9 for its value. The Spanish looked to rebuild after some of their losses, starting with a trading port on Kanohi Island. Joining the ranks of their home island is the Profeta de la Fortuna from Fiends at the Blood Islands, as well as a town and trading port token. Launched from the church on the cliff by the sea is the Concepcion, which would explore the island and take any shiny goodies hidden there. With a few well-placed cannon shots, the French home island is cleared of all town and port tokens, and the island is now considered a wild island that will produce resources. Also of note, the Franklin has been sunk by a combination of the Revenant and Harbinger. Angelica swooped successfully against an American schooner that came to investigate the various pirate ships heading toward the American home island. A wide shot of the area, with a small squadron of pirate ships on a beeline to the American home island, led by the Grand Wind and Angelica. The Americans are fearful, as the White Rose has already docked and stolen a treasure. The pirates end their turn by launching the Velvet Fox, with Bonnie Peel, Calico Cat from Spanish Main, a helmsman and oarsman. Jenny Gallows on the song gives Bonnie some weapons to help her out. And that wraps up this report. There's still a lot to come, so if you want to see it, make sure you're subscribed. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.